Welcome to our Rosh Kollel reading list. This volume, Atomic Habits by James Clear, is a fascinating and inspiring read. It's based on the true story of a man who suffered a terrible and debilitating baseball injury only to recover from it and learn a life lesson about building healthy, powerful habits. Of course, in Yiddishkeit, in our Avodas Hashem, in our service of God, we know that atomic, tiny little habits, they matter a great deal. Those are what we call mitzvos, small, tiny daily practices that shape our Torah personality and connect us with God. For example, the Shulchan Aruch rules based on a Gemara that we should recite daily 100 blessings. How long does it take to recite a bracha? Just a few seconds, just a few mere moments. And yet, with those moments scattered throughout the day, we cultivate a personality of gratitude. That is the power of atomic habits. Similarly, in general, when it comes to mitzvos, the Mishnah tells us in Maseches Makos, Ratzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'zakos es Yisrael. God wanted to benefit us, to give us merit, and therefore He gave us Lafichach Hirbo Lahem Torah mitzvos. He gave us many, many commandments, many specific actions, habits that we do and build into a daily routine. So, for example, how we go about our morning routine is shaped by blessings of matovu, of al natilas yadayim, of not taking for granted the type of bodily functions with which we are blessed. So of course we know through our spiritual lives that atomic habits, that these small actions, they matter a great deal. So sometimes we have to just step back and say, we're ready to take one on. Oftentimes when we do this, we have great goals, we have big aspirations, especially during Aseres Yemei Tshuva, the 10 days of return. Said Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, the great Musar giant, he said, it's a great idea to take on an atomic habit, a small habit, what we call in Hebrew and Yiddish a Kabbalah, something that you accept upon yourself. Rabbi Yisrael Salanter said, take out a pen and a piece of paper and write down the Kabbalah on your piece of paper. Then take the piece of paper, fold it in half, and then fold it in half one more time, because that is the right size Kabbalah. If we have a goal that is massive, says the Holy Piasetzner Rebbe, the only way to reach it is with small incremental steps. The same thing with a transformational goal that we have for ourselves. That's only going to be accomplished through atomic habits. We build that personality of gratitude through micro opportunities for saying thank you to Hashem and to other people. So take a Kabbalah, take upon something, and make it small, make it manageable. The Holy Klosenberger Rebbe once told someone, he said, you make a shahakol at the beginning of every day because you drink a cup of coffee. Maybe you should make it a habit, a practice, that when you drink your first cup of coffee in the morning, your first shahakol, it should be with extra kavana, with focused intent, and that'll frame your whole day. I know someone who practiced this. And finally, one of the insights in this book is the idea of compounding habits. That if we already have one habit, it's relatively easy to add a second. So let's say we have the habit of brushing our teeth, we compound the habit of also flossing, for example. So for many of us, we have already the habit of saying moda'ani in the morning. Well, if we don't, it's a great habit to start with. But maybe we can compound that habit and say it with kavana. Maybe we should take upon ourselves not just to say moda'ani, but only say it when we're standing up. Or to say asher yatzar when we come out of the restroom for the first time in one place without running around. The power of atomic habits cannot be underestimated. That's the thesis of this book. Tiny changes, remarkable results. We can see that in our own lives, in our Avodas Hashem.